Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? Hey, it's your boy Foots here. I'm back in the lab, man. Got a lot to get to today. We in the playoffs, all that good stuff. But before I talk about the Seattle game, it's always thank you, 1,000 times thank you. Now, really quick, I told you guys that we got the giveaway going. Got the new merch. Got a new shipment of merch. You guys know the drill. I'm only doing 2 this time. All right. Gonna do the giveaway. All you gotta do is follow us on Foots and Coles, IG and Twitter. Foots times Coles. Follow me at Foots the King, IG and Twitter. Come back here and comment done. Also go subscribe to our YouTube page, Foots times Coles. A bunch of stuff is coming 2019. Alright. Got the black and white design and got the color rush design for the Foots and Coles merch. Think this is really, really cool. Yep. So once you comment done, I put your name in a hat, and then the next video, I announce the winners. But if you want some of these shirts and you just want to support your boy, go to www.footstimescolesmusic.com. That has our music, that has the merch. We're on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. Y'all, spread that around, man. It really helps your boy being a musician, trying to hustle, trying to do my thing. All right, here we go. Got the notes. And again, doing all these things. Happy New Year's to you guys. It's amazing to be off. So now I had time to really lock in on some good notes. I took a bunch. I just got to write my thoughts down about the last game, the Week 3 game against Seattle, and some things and 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 things that we need to correct. And there's a bunch of things that we need to correct. But particularly some things that we need to correct from the last time that we played Seattle. Not that game that we could have went to the playoffs a year ago with 9-7, no. But the game that we played in Seattle. I mean, I went back and you got to kind of refresh because Seattle is a beatable team. Like, they're hot and I get all that, but I saw a video the other day on Twitter. It was like, the Cowboys need to worry about all these things. No, Seattle needs to worry about some things when it comes to the Cowboys and kind of how we could put them in some positions to be off balance. They're a very aggressive defense. So, misdirection, and I got some of that written down, but let's get into 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things that the Cowboys must correct from the last Seattle game, all right? Very winnable game. You saw the way that Dallas finished the year. I thought that was huge on Jason Garrett's part. And just the team in itself, you went out and you could have laid an egg against the Giants, and you could have even said in the second and third quarter, yo, I like the way that Dak looks, but you didn't. You went out and you finished that game, and you actually went out and took that game for the Giants. That gives Dak and the whole team the confidence that we may be in some goofy positions, but I know how to go out and win a game. I love the way that Dak got. You guys know I meant Jarwin in the last video. I may have said Swain, but I meant Jarwin in the last video. I like the way that he got Jarwin involved, attacking the middle of the field. So, this isn't even my Cowboys win if. This is just the 5 things that we need to correct from that last game. That we can flat out, and we can beat Seattle at home. I think that we will beat Seattle at home, man. Saturday night. Let's do it. Here we go. 5 things. Number 1. All right, guys. Number 1, you got to have a plan for Bobby Wagner. Now, the first game, I believe he only had 4 tackles, 8 combined. So, he didn't go too crazy, but he had a few big plays. Now, the thing about Bobby Wagner is he's basically like a Sean Lee, a healthier version, more or less. I think he went to Utah State too. And thank God it's not draft time. I know I've been watching LSU, UCF. It's been a really good game, but I'm not thinking about any draft. I'm thinking about the playoffs, baby. But back to Wagner. You think about a guy who is extremely smart and he will knife through. You have to have a plan for him, and it's really good that we have Suafilo as our starter at left guard because him, Looney, the whole 9, Zach Martin, you're going to have to get next level to Wagner. And you can't he's the one guy that I would rather make other players make tackles. McDougal, a few of their other linebackers make tackles, make plays, versus letting Wagner knife free because he's the one guy who can give Zeke issues. So, and Zeke actually had a really good game running the ball against Seattle that last game, but you don't want to put that in harm's way. The Cowboys need to have a plan for this player just because, as of late, Wagner's been playing very, very well. So, number 1, you need to have a plan for Bobby Wagner. It's the facts. All right, here we go. Number 2, you got to tackle this kid, Chris Carson. Number 32, he came out of nowhere. And that's really a testament to the coaching staff and Pete Carroll, you even think about that Seattle team, like they were really supposed to be, I wouldn't say down in the dumps, but like it's supposed to be a rebuilding year for them. Got rid of Sherman. The safety Chancellor retires. The Legion of Boom is no more. Earl Thomas wants out. Earl Thomas had a big game against the Cowboys. Thank God he's not playing. He had 2 picks. But this Carson, I'll give Seattle this. They evaluate talent very, very well. He runs hard. He does. You got to get to him before he gets going. He had like 32 for 102. He's one of those guys where you have to bring him to the ground and you have to wrap up. Leighton actually did a better job of tackling him than Sean Lee. Sean Lee knifed through on one play. But the point is, get him before he gets going. He's a bruiser, and as the game, goes on, he gets stronger. Kind of like Zeke in that vein. So you need to let him feel you, but you got to get low and you got to get to him before he gets going. You got to tackle this Chris Carson. They run the ball very, very well, and that's how they keep teams off balance. You got to get to this Chris Carson. All right, number 3. Now, this one is fun, okay? So, Dak has his confidence. You now have Amari Cooper, who didn't play in the last game. But I want to get Tavon Austin involved, and I'll tell you why. So, what Seattle's going to do is they're going to come out. They're going to blanket Cooper. They're going to keep safety help, all right? They're going to be stout in their run fits. They're going to be screaming to the ball when it comes to Ezekiel Elliott. So, I want to see that jet sweep to Tavon Austin a couple times. I want to see some off-balance things to Tavon Austin a couple times. Now, the last game, he had about 6 attempts. Rather, he had 1 carry, and you threw him the ball a couple times. Now, I want Tavon Austin to be involved carrying the ball some type of a way, because he's that one guy that could just, out of nowhere, just, and he's out of there. All right? Speed is elite. So, I want Tavon Austin, scheme him, Scott. Scheme him, Scott. I know the world hates Scott Linehan right now, but scheme Tavon. Also scheme Cole, okay? Because you gotta and the overarching point is 2 things you do with an aggressive defense. Misdirection, because, listen, they are very aggressive. They're very stout. Misdirection, and you use that aggressiveness against them, okay? And you attack their weaker links. So I want Cole Beasley running routes in that slot because you got to make them pick a poison. Like, who do you want to be? Okay, Cole Beasley's been playing great these last couple of weeks. Go guard Cole. Oh, no, there goes Amari Cooper on the outside. Oh, there goes Ezekiel Elliott for another 100-yard game. He's fresh. So the overarching point is, let's make Seattle pick a poison and let's make those poisons beat the crap out of them. I like our personnel better in Seattle's, being honest. And this is why you went to get a Tavon Austin in the offseason, because, his jet sweep, he could break it open for an 80-yard game. They're not going to let Zeke beat you. They're going to do everything in their power to keep an eye on Amari Cooper. And they have some good corners, all right? They really do. Griffin, Shaquem's brother, is really good. So, get Tavon involved. Come on, Scott. Scott, I know you're watching this video. Get him involved, man, for real. Here we go. Number 4. This one hurts me because this has probably been my favorite player since he played at Ohio State. And during this bowl season, you think about what he did to Nick Saban. I was watching the video and Zeke destroyed Alabama. I remember when it happened, but just, looking back at it, Nick Saban's face, he was pissed. But Zeke, you got to have a clean game, all right? So you got to see the plays on the screen. Zeke has to be all-pro Zeke this week. Out the backfield, he had that miss. He stepped out of bounds on that touchdown. He had the fumble. Now, he had 127 yards rushing, but it wasn't, IQ-wise, it wasn't the Zeke that we know. So I'm not going to belabor the point because we know how good Zeke is. To me, he's the best running back. He leads the league in rushing. He's done it twice, only playing 15 games. Like, Zeke is special, and people can't use that O-line excuse anymore because Dallas clearly isn't the best O-line anymore. Zeke is a special player. But on Saturday night at 8:30, Zeke, those mistakes, those little mental things, can't have it, And that's not me nitpicking, but you need Zeke to be up here. You really, really do. Zeke, you got to play a clean game, baby. Number 5, and this is something that we didn't do last time. You got to rush Russell Wilson contain. Now, I like the way that Crawford got that hit on Russell Wilson early in the game, but they called a flag. But You want to make Russell Wilson feel pressure. You're gonna have to guard Baldwin and Lockett one-on-one. All right, they'll use the tight end a little bit, but you're gonna have to. You gotta get pressure on Russell Wilson. That's the only time he kind of starts doing things goofy, and sometimes he'll make a play, and he likes to play on the run and throw outside the pocket. He's really good with that, but then sometimes he'll do some goofy things, cough the ball up. But outside of Seattle, he's not the same player. So you got to rush him and make him feel footsteps. Randy Gregory's been playing good. Now you need him. I think their left tackle's a Fetty. Randy Gregory, you got to have a game. All right, and you got to rush him, contain. You can't let him sneak out the pocket. I think that vintage A-Rod is a little bit better, even though I love Russell Wilson. I really do. But, the point is keep him in a box. Even make him make those from the pocket. You can live with that. If he gets out, starts running around making big plays, I think you're in trouble because now your defense is giving chase. They still don't get home. And if he makes a couple big plays, now that momentum thing, he's playing with swag, it could be a long day for your defense. So you have to rush him, contain. You got to get up the field, but you got to keep an eye on what he's going to try to do and hit you backdoor. He knows those angles in the pocket. So you do that, you can win this game, Cowboys fans. Like, even though the score was 24-13, you really have a good understanding of what you need to do, more or less, to beat Seattle. You just got to go out and do it and go out and execute. I mean, I think beating the Giants was huge. So 8:30 Saturday, only team that can beat Dallas to me is themselves. All right, Cowboys fans, your boy Foots the King as always, man. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, subbing. Hey, the merch. Make sure you guys do the raffle. All right, go comment, done. As always, man, it's your boy Foots. Follow me, all that good stuff. Saturday, we not playing. Oh, yeah, don't forget Cowboys Huddle on the iTunes as well. Me and Joe probably going to do a show today. All right, peace.